Hey guys, and welcome back to Latasha Hewitt Homes. Now, I promised you guys that I was going to share with you about my first professional home cleaning experience. All right, I wanted to share with you one, why I was so hesitant to do it before now. Two, things that I learned and didn't realize by going through the process. And three, whether or not I think I would do it again, or if I think you should do it if you haven't already. Okay, so let's jump into it. Why hadn't I done it before? To be honest, there were probably a couple of factors involved. One, I kind of had this concept of my mess, I clean it up. You know, you grow up, you make a mess, you clean it up, right? So I saw the same thing, had the same mindset when it came to my home. Also, I'm a woman. You know, we have these domestic roles that are sometimes playing in the back of our minds. You know, it's my responsibility to clean my home, right? And then the other thing too was I'm very frugal. Like if I can save money, if I can do something myself and save money in doing it, I'm going to do it. So I saw it as, you know, something that I didn't need to spend money on because I could technically do it myself. So why spend out all that money when I can do it on my own? Okay, so those are probably the major two things and two reasons. And also my husband wasn't really a big fan of it initially because he also kind of felt like, you know, we should be able to clean our own home. However, you know, when we moved here, this was a larger space than what we had lived in most of our married life, and even with the kids coming on. So there's more rooms to clean. Even though we don't use all of them, there's just still a little bit more maintenance and making sure everything's, you know, dusted and vacuumed and the window seals are clean and all of that. And so I started to look at time as a value. And when I started to look at time as a value and how I realized I value my time much more than I value money. Believe it or not, I value being able to spend quality time with my children. I value being able to put the amount of effort I want to into my work without having something else that's also important to me taking away from that. Something that I could delegate, pay for, get what I want, and still have my time. And so I had to kind of retrain my brain to say, what do you value, Tasha? What matters to you? And time has just risen to the top. And so now, because time became a value, I realized that spending my money on something that would give me the time I need, as well as the peace of mind that I desired from having a clean home, kind of balanced out. And I had been having these discussions with my husband, and he was in support of it. As a matter of fact, I probably had made one more comment about, I'm going to hire somebody to come clean this house, when he went to the mailbox and there was a card from a cleaning service that was left in like the little flag part of our mailbox. I was like, all right, this is a sign. I'm doing it. I'm not procrastinating anymore. We're going to make this happen, right? So this is how I came to that, we're going to do it. Now, I will have you say that another thing that motivated me to go ahead and do it is we had just paid off my husband's student loans. So we didn't have that debt anymore. And so I said, you know, I want to replace some of that with something. It's almost like a retreat, a reward to us for paying off that debt. And now we're able to do something that we want to do. So I saw this as the great opportunity to reward ourselves with a wonderful home cleaning. All right. So let's go into the steps now. When you're thinking about having a service. Now, normally I would like to vet 2 or 3 people and ask people, who do you know, and kind of get references. But I decided to go out on a limb because sometimes when you do that, you waste time and then you eventually end up not doing it anyway. So I just said, I'm going to call this lady. I called her, asked her to come over and kind of give us a quote of what she would charge for us to clean the home. I think it's very important to do that ahead of time so that you're not caught off guard. So she came, she looked through the house, she went downstairs, upper level. I shared with her what I would like, which was to vacuum, dust, clean, make sure the window seals were wiped down, the baseboards, those things that you always say, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to do that next weekend. It's like, okay, can you just do all this? explained everything to her, and I asked her how much is it going to be, because to me, I need to know cost. Like, for me, that's where everything starts. How much is this going to cost me? So she said because of the size of the home, she would need to have some help with her. So there would be 2 of them, and in that case, it would be $30 an hour. And so I said, doesn't sound too bad. I'm kind of thinking in my mind how long it takes us when we're cleaning the house. So I'm like 3 or 4 hours, 2 people cleaning, and that's all they're doing. They're not distracted by answering this email. And, this is what I told myself. All right, so now I'm going to kind of some lessons too along the way. So we agreed on a date for her to come back and clean everything. She came on that date. I think she arrived probably about 9:30. She and her assistant. And when they came in, the only thing they asked me for was a roll of paper towel. And that's important as well. Find out if they're going to need you to supply the products. They had everything. They had all the cleaning supplies, the vacuum. Only thing they needed was a roll of paper towel. Hey, I'm good with that, right? So that was great to see. And I just went about my day running the many errands that I needed to do. This was the end of the week when they came. And periodically I would check in. My husband was here for a little bit and my kids were here. Oh, they're still here. They're still here. So it was like hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4. And I was realizing, wow, it's taking much longer to clean our home than I thought. And I had to realize, and this is a lesson, that the way we clean our homes when we're cleaning is totally different than the way, well, at least the way I clean, totally different than the way a cleaning service cleans their home. They are literally lifting up every item in every room, dusting it off, wiping down the surfaces, putting it back. So it's so thorough that it takes a little bit more time. And I was paying attention to make sure they weren't kind of like dragging their feet just to like spread out the hour. No, they were diligently working from the time they got here until they stopped. I don't even think they took a break, to be honest with you. And so the first lesson I learned is it probably is going to take a lot longer than you think, especially for the first clean, because this is their first time kind of going through everything. And here we are, probably about 3 or 4 weeks later, and a lot of what they did still remains the same. I feel like their products, they know which products work best on different surfaces. So I feel like their products just last longer or something, or make things look better. But I feel like their clean has lasted longer than any clean that we've ever done in our own home. And even some rooms still have the vacuum lines from the vacuum they used, because it was like really nice commercial quality vacuum cleaner. And so that was one thing I learned. The time was probably going to be longer than you think. My husband did bring out a point that maybe you should have asked how long they thought it would take, so that we knew exactly how much. Because as each hour it went by, we're like, okay, that's another $30. Okay. At some point I had to go back to the ATM and get more money because I had totally estimated wrong. Okay. However, I recognize that because this clean has lasted, when we schedule them to come, which we have, so there you go, we're sold, I'm sold at least, I realize that they don't have to do the same amount of work each time they come. What we've decided for our family is maybe once a month. This is kind of a treat to us. We work hard, and so this is something that we kind of reward ourselves with, being able to just one day not do anything at the end of a week and have our home completely spotless. And we know that no stone has been left unturned. That's such a great feeling. I mean, I didn't realize how euphoric it would be. So now it's like, when I'm asking her to come this month, I'm saying, we just really need the bathrooms, the kitchen, and maybe vacuuming. The dusting, I mean, there's no dust on anything right now. And so, you can be really specific about what you need when you're customizing your cleaning service. Summary, if you have hesitated about getting a home cleaning service, I just recommend try it. You may like it, you may not, but at least you've given it a shot. I definitely have seen the benefits of it, and it's something that I plan to continue to do. We plan to continue to do it in our family, so just give it a try. Hope this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, just let me know in the chat or the comments, and I'd be happy to answer any of them. Take care, everybody.